Hi, everybody. I've had a chance to talk with Juan, Angie, and Beth Robinson about their trip down to the convention this past week, and it appears they all had a very good time. I was also on the email list, so I got to hear or see all the various places. I dropped some here. See all the various places that they were going, restaurants and such and so forth, and it really sounds like they had a terrific time. As you know, it was a combined convention between Prudential as well as Berkshire Hathaway, and so it gave them some time to talk with some of the agents that have already gone through the transition a little bit and learn a little bit about that and how the transitions have gone and what the process has been. So they learned a little bit about that. They did say that there was an absolutely unbelievable amount of energy at this convention, and that a tremendous amount of excitement too. So that's pretty exciting to see something along that line. In management meeting a couple of weeks ago, prior to the convention, some of the owners said they wanted to literally wait for years before they did anything, and others are ready to go right now. So there's not a consensus yet at this point in time, at least prior to the convention. We did have most of the owners were able to attend the meeting, and so we're going to have a meeting next week, and that's the purpose of meeting with you online here. We wanted to obtain as much information from the convention as possible so that we'd have that input to help us make any decisions that are upcoming. We had 88 associates go down to Nashville, which is just terrific. That's absolutely terrific. We are meeting this next Wednesday. Don't know exactly where. We do know it'll be in Indianapolis, so I hope they give us an address. But to discuss what we learned and what questions we want answered before we make any commitments. And I'm sure that is the big hurdle we need to cross before any decisions are made, because the big key on this is getting a lot of knowledge. Therefore, that we all do know that sometime in the future we'll be changing from the Prudential brand to the BHHS, get used to that name, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. We'll be doing that transition at some point, but Indiana's not ready yet. We want to make sure we've got everything lined up before we do. We're in the beginning stages of compiling information and knowledge, and we want to make sure that when the time comes we have maximized literally everything that we can to make the transition not only smooth but to our advantage in terms of advertising and support that we will get from Berkshire when this time comes. There are many things that happen during a transition. Those of you that have been with us since the last transition when we changed know that there's a lot to it. Much more than just changing signs and email addresses. For example, from our company perspective, we need to know about things such as back office, software changes, reporting functions, franchise fees, process of it, how it all goes about, and what we can expect in terms of support at the time of the transition, hopefully prior to the transition, at the time of the transition, and after the transition, as well as down the line through the years following. And for you, such things as minor things such as changing over signs, what you are, how and if you would be able to notify your clients in advance, which you will be able to do. We do know that. Things, will you have sufficient time to learn any new programs that might be included? Understand that from what I've learned so far, that most of the programs that we are using today have been enhanced and upgraded, but they're essentially the same tools that we've had with Prudential. I think the big question that you're going to have here, I'm trying to read these notes and not miss anything, is will this transition benefit you and increase your business, i.e. make more money and make you more successful? And that's very, very key to this. We want to make sure that it's going to be that direction. When we changed over from Century 21 to Prudential, it's unlike that change at all. At that time, we were under a non-disclosure agreement with Century 21. We simply could not notify our clients or customers or anybody in advance. And that was a very uncomfortable clause that was in that contract, and it made it difficult for us to make sure that it happened correctly, and mistakes were made. This time, though, we can be open to anyone and everyone now. We don't have to wait until next Wednesday's meeting or whatever. We don't know if it would be in a year or 5 years before we make this change. We don't even know what's available at this point in time. But we do know it's the same company that we're working for, and there is nothing that is going to keep us from saying, yes, we will be Berkshire Hathaway in the future. What that future holds or when it happens, we just don't know at this point in time. It's partly our decision, and certainly partly Berkshire Hathaway's decision. It's my understanding there's I believe 70 some offices that are already in the queue to be transitioned, and it takes time to do that. So if we sign today, it would be, down the line some period, some long period of time anyway, probably the end of the year or later. What I'm asking you to do, if you would, is take a few minutes and send to me any and all questions that you can think of right now. And this doesn't mean that it's a one-time thing. You can ask questions at any time. But we would like to compile as many questions as we can of any thoughts that you have, any personal questions. We won't put names to this. But anything that you think might affect you in a positive, a negative manner, any questions you have. And we just like to compile these so that we can take those with us to Indianapolis on Wednesday and share those with the other managers and brokers, and get everything up on the table from your perspective. I've sold real estate for many, many years, and I understand a lot of things, but many times you'll have an idea that could make a huge difference. For example, an agent mentioned to me the other day, when we were talking about this, said, it would be great if we could get a video clip of Warren Buffett to help us recruit people during or before the transition. I think I thought that was a heck of an idea. And from what I understand, this guy's behind us it's his company, so he should be behind us 100%. And I thought that was a great idea. So not only questions that you might have, but suggestions that you might have. Those of us that have been in the business for at least 4 years and went through the transition before have a better perspective. We know kind of what to expect in terms of that. And so I'm looking forward to next Wednesday's meeting. I'll really be interested to see what the other managers that did attend the conference have to say, what they think. And I want to put our questions up in front of the pile for everybody to also think about, so that we don't make too quick of a decision, that's for sure. Our decision may be that we're going to wait for another 5 or 6 or 7 or probably not 9 years. I'm probably not going to ride it out. I don't think you want to be the last horse in, but make the right decision for you and for us and for everybody. Be sure to send me your emails, and I look forward to your visits as well if you want to talk about this. Thanks very much. I'll talk to you later.